That's fun. I'm married. Thank you. Anybody else married here? Okay, yeah, then that's why we're silent. Interesting. No, I'm married. I love my husband. He's great. My husband is black, and sometimes when I tell people that, it catches them off guard. And I think that's probably because I look like the type of person that whispers the word black. Which is fair. You're laughing too hard. My husband's great. We're kind of an opposites attract situation though. We're like very different personalities. We grew up in different places. He's from Detroit. I'm from New Jersey. And like when he was growing up in Detroit, this is the kind of person he was. He would get computers and he would take them apart and then he would teach himself how to put them back together. That is a nice boy. That is a nice boy. When I was younger in New Jersey, I was getting fingered under the stairs at the mall. You know what I mean? Like, pick a mall, pick a stairwell, I showed up, blast me, you know what I mean? Like, we just had different interests. I do think the younger generations are doing some good things that I'm really excited about. I feel like they've opened the dialogue for mental health a lot better than we did. You know, like they're very open about talking about if they're depressed or anxious or suicidal. And I always want to join in because it's like great the catharsis, but I always get scared that if I talk about the time that I tried to kill myself, that it's going to make me sound old. Because when I tried to kill myself, I used a telephone cord. And those don't exist anymore. It's like, boop, they're gone, no more. I would tell them, they'd be like, the charger? What are you talking about? Ma'am, what? I might as well be like, I dropped a printing press on my chest. Right after I wrote the letter on it. I laid down in the dirt road and let the wagon roll over me. Tale as old as time. So stupid. I was kind of a wild teenager. I don't know if anybody else inherited alcoholism. Okay, cool. Love it. I was kind of a wild teen. One of my favorite things to do as I was a teenager was date old guys. Loved it. One of my favorite after school activities, hands down. When I was 15, I was dating a guy that was 25. I'm not bragging, but I was groomed. Stop. Don't be jealous. Listen, ladies, sometimes you have an old soul. And it just takes a creepy dude to point it out to you. And that is not my fault that my soul is old, and that is what makes me hot, okay? It is not my fault. You've never heard of the old soul statutory rape clause? Okay. It's because, Your Honor, her soul was so deep and old, you know? So silly. I thought that he was a great choice too. I thought he understood commitment because he had so many neck tattoos, you know, and some of them were Chinese symbols, cultured. I would always have a hard time though because like I didn't feel like he was romantic, and so I'd always be like, you never take me out, and he was like, I'm on parole, like, you know, and it's like, ladies, if he wanted to, he would, am I right? One time though, I got so excited, he was like, all right, fine, we'll go out. And he was like, all right, get ready, we're gonna go to Charlie's Steakhouse. And I was so fucking hyped. Charlie's Steakhouse, I want you to picture this, rural New Jersey off-brand Sizzler, okay? I'm talking about the kind of place that has an awning outside for what? No one's ever waited in their life to go there. That's never happened, and it never will, you know? I was stoked though, I went to Wet Seal. I don't know if anybody remembers Wet Seal. Yeah, no, it was a store exclusively for sluts. And they did not try to hide it. They were not shy. They were like, oh, you need a halter top? Take a belly chain and a pack of Marlboro Lights on the way out, bitch. We know what your night's gonna look like. I was excited, I showed up. And then I looked and realized that he had invited another couple his age and made it a double date. I And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this man? I was like, that was the moment where I was like, oh my God, this man is stupid. He made dating a teenager even weirder by bringing witnesses. Like, what? Oh, I was like, what are we gonna do here? Play Uno? Like, I don't understand. I didn't know what was going on. I sat down and I was like, maybe they're trying to vet me, you know? Like, could you imagine I sit down and they're like, are you good enough to date our felon, you know? Just like strong interview questions. What's your 5-year plan? I'm like, finish developing my frontal lobe. I don't know how he thought it was gonna go. If he thought it was gonna be like a real casual thing where his friend was like, oh, this is my girlfriend Jessica, she works at the bank. And he would be like, oh, this is Lindsay, she gets good grades at school. Anyway, he wasn't a smart man, but he was a pedophile, and we will always have that. You guys are great. Thank you so much.